Well, hello there, guys, and welcome back to another fine, glorious day here in Somerset. I am joined by a little cat over there who wants to chill out. So, taking it back from last time, we are off to the monastery now to inspect and see what's going on there. We've got given a costume, so apparently that's going to help us get past the guards, so to speak. As we're heading down here, we will probably go up the stairs to the right there. So yeah, let's step on it. Here we go. So up these stairs, and hopefully we're going to find out some secrets today in the monastery. But we did notice there is a lady there. We will probably speak to her later. And
Did you see a golden knight?
a shiny knight, a golden knight.
Want to know.
Wow, okay. Impressive. Okay, for now we'll just make our way up to the monastery, and as you can see,
Raz owes you for that game of cards and has come to pay.
here is the cat.
Well, I don't recall any. You say I won some gold?
Don't you
So I
remember?
think he's distracting
Raz
him
always pays his debts.
so that we
Always
can get in to the monastery.
And drinks? Well,
And look at that, we are arriving into the monastery now, so let's see what these priests have to say for themselves. As you know, last time we read a lot about the priests and newcomers being taken off to the island, so this is going to be very, very fun to explore indeed. So I'm just going to head straight down here, and as you can see, there is plenty of bookshelves around. So if I just take a second to search this bookshelf, every book that I get is going to reward us. So the myth of the sea slodes, and the sea slode, the sea that surrounds our beloved island, provides subsistence and resources, allows for swift transportation, and served as a boundary between Somerset and the rest of the world. Unfortunately, however, not everything that comes from the sea can be considered beneficial, and there exists many seaborne threats that pose a significant danger to the island. We here in the College of Sapiarchs, I don't know about that one, have deemed the level of danger high enough that we have devoted an entire field of study to help research and formulate countermeasures. Hence my appointment to the post of the Sapiarch of Aquatic Malevolence. Wow. Threats from the sea appear in many different forms, from natural events to enemy kingdoms. Nature has a way of letting the island know that even the magical protections provided by the Crystal Tower aren't always enough to stop a destructive storm, crashing waves, or a flood, waters from damaging Somerset. As far as the enemies are concerned, the Royal Navy keeps the sea lanes, as clear as possible, and serves as a deterrent to the forces of the other alliances. The exception to this remains the various factions of the Moama, the Sea Elves, who fearlessly slip past patrols to raid coastal settlements on a regular basis. Probably the most fearsome potential threat appears in the form of the Slode. Okay, even though these vile creatures from the southwestern Abocean Sea were much more amicius, crikey, they like throwing in these tricky words for us, in their attempts to conquer Somerset in centuries past. The residents of the royal kingdoms of Thrace continue to pillage and raid our holdings to the current day. The amphibious slug-like beings have an affinity for magic, though they seem more drawn to magic than to anything positive or beneficial. So they're more drawn to magic, sorry. They deal in necromancy, plagues, and other instruments of death and destruction. Recent rumours heard across the island suggest that a particular type of slode, the sea slode, have returned to trouble Somerset. Okay, getting very interesting here. while they have been seen or heard from in centuries. Oh, they haven't been seen or heard from in centuries. The sea sloths rule that the undersea kingdom of Ulvorkus, I will go with that, located somewhere in the Sea of Pearls. Even the possibility that such creatures have infiltrated the island is cause for concern and utmost diligence. To this end I have consulted old tomes and ancient volumes contained within our extensive libraries to gather whatever information I can. I'm sorry to say it isn't much, but the sea sloths are even more reclusive and mysterious than more numerous cousins. They're more numerous cousins. So what I could uncover indicates that we should not underestimate the threat the sea sloths pose. Instead of organising themselves in small kingdoms as the Thras sloth are wont to do, the sea sloths form cables of small numbers of like-minded individuals who cooperate to attain some specific goal. Then the cables break up, reform and reorganise as interests and necessity warrant. While sea sloths have a much interest in necromancy as any other sea sloths, they also demonstrate skill in alchemy, shadow magic and mind magic, among other arcane disciplines. For all their ambitions and power, have our records indicate that the sea sloths may in fact be on the verge of extinction. My predecessor, Winnowen, certainly wrote as much in her seminal work, The Villains of Ulvorkus. It was her educated opinion that the sea sloths would naturally disappear within a few centuries. Such an event cannot occur soon enough. Until confirmation of sea sloth activity on Summerset is verified, I suggest we remain vigilant and watch the sea. Besides the sea sloths themselves, these arrogant and unfriendly creatures have been known to utilise all kinds of terrible sea monsters. The last thing the island needs in the turbulent times is attacks from any creatures of the sea. So wow guys, thank you very much for joining us in that history of the sea sloths. So I want to see a sea sloth, and I'm sure you guys do too. Hopefully we will. And there's a list of sequenced guests here, so let's take that. Okay, a bit more reading, but shouldn't be too long. Wood elves, 4 males, 3 females, all claim to be Dominion citizens. One says she lived in Summerset for more than a year, moved to preparation cells. Okay, so they've moved her to the cells. Khajiit, 7 males, 9 females, all claim to be Dominion citizens again, and they will send half to the preparation cells, the other half to the holding cells. So Organarians, I don't know what they say, the writing's confusing me, but we'll go with that. 4 gender inclusive, who can tell, with the muck swimmers moved to preparation cells for immediate siphoning. Bretons, 1 male, 2 females, claims to be traders from Wayrest. Or did they say Daggerfall? Does it even matter? Why am I writing all this down? What does the new Alldark plan to do with this information? Place in holding cells. Redguard, 2 males, 4 females, all arrived on a ship from Hammerfall. One says she was sent for by Ranald the trader. Ah, so that was the guy's cousin. Send half to the holding cells and the other half to preparation. Nords, 1 male claims to be part of something called the Nord Cultural Exchange, sent to the holding cell. So it looks like that was the trader's cousin there, so that was very interesting too. So yeah, let's get a move on now guys, and there's a guy over here who we want to have a little speak with. He looks like he's taken a nap, so we will disturb him.
No, not now, please. Your spiritual well-being can wait until after my nap.
Where can I find the people that have been sequestered?
You'll have to ask one of the monks that the new Alldark brought with him. They deal with all the newcomer testing and evaluations. I'm just a simple monk trying to catch up on my sleep. That was a hint, by the way.
Okay, I know you're hinting us, but tell us more about the Alldark and the new monks.
Alldark Tilkala arrived right after the Queen issued her decree. He came highly recommended by King Lady Avanice, or so I heard. It's not unusual for monks to form attachments and move together, but there's something strange about that bunch.
Strange? What do you mean?
The Aldorc and his monks keep to themselves. They've taken the Undercroft for their own purposes and ordered the rest of us to avoid the ancient vaults beneath the monastery. Now, please, let me get back to
Something
my
does sound up. Is there anything else I should know about this monastery?
The monastery should be a place of peace and meditation. The Aldorc has closed us down until further notice. That means if any of the monks spot you, they'll raise the alarm. Me? I never saw you. Now, if you don't mind, my nap awaits.
Okay, fair enough. If your nap awaits, then it certainly awaits. I really wanted to investigate this monastery, but it seems like that guy does not want us to do. So, another diamond here. Let's have a look. This is a kin lady's letter, so the kin lady's letter herself. So, my dear Aldorc Tikala, I am so glad you suggested transferring to our beloved monastery. I was happy to use my influence to make that happen, especially after that insightful discussion we had concerning Queen Aren's radical and frankly dangerous decree. I look forward to working with you to make sure Shimmerine and indeed all of Summerset remain safe and secure. Your plan to sequester newcomers in order to test their suitability for residence in Shimmerine is a stroke of genius. Okay, so I guess that's what they're planning to do so far, by the sounds of this letter. But determining who has the ability and temperament to become productive members of our society and who does not will allow us to spot troublemakers and lackadaisical transients before any damage is done. Let's go with that. I think they're not telling her something here, but we'll carry on with the letter. It isn't a perfect solution, but it will suffice until we can urge the unforeseen queen to resign the order and send the Nabara, the unwelcome, back to where they came from. Send me a list of the candidates you deem acceptable for life in Summerset. I'm sure Proxy Queen Al-Winawi will appreciate having documentation concerning whom we permitted to stay and whom we sent away, which is fair enough. I keep saying that Summerset is sacrosanct. Okay, we'll go with that. Let all done. Gosh, can we have a sentence without complicated words? Deal with the other races. After all, our beloved queen spends all her time there anyway, caressing with the cats and wood elves. I'm sure she'd love to have more company. Kin lady, advisor. So I'm guessing, obviously, the more we get used to this game, the more we're going to get used to these words. So only time will tell that. Okay, so now let's go up here. I think we've done quite a lot of reading today. We need a bit of an adventure, right?
What's the matter with you? Get out of here.
Look at that. I say the adventure will begin soon. Let's have a look at this.
Unusual knick-knack for an Aldorc's
There you go.
office, wouldn't you agree?
Let's talk to her.
I noticed you skulking around while I was engaged in some skulking of my own. I suppose we both came to the monastery with a similar purpose in mind.
And what purpose would that be?
The sequestered newcomers. I came to find out what happened to a friend. I assume that's what brought you here as well? A house of worship shouldn't be used as an internment camp, and it shouldn't be locked to the public either.
Well, I saw a pearl like that. There were strange creatures nearby.
Interesting. I've never seen anything quite like it. I find it intriguing and a bit disturbing. But we aren't here to discuss curios. Strange creatures notwithstanding, we need to find out what's happening with the missing newcomers.
How do you happen to get past the sentry, by the way?
The sentry doesn't appear to have stopped you, so I could ask you the same question. Let's just agree that we both have our methods. Curious, but I feel that there's more going on in Shimmerine than the usual politics and community relations.
Well, so do I. We think that too. So what else could be going on here?
That's the question, my cautious friend. We have a newly appointed Aldarch and a disgruntled kin lady, both opposed to the Queen's decree. What's their connection to the missing newcomers? I was about to explore the Undercroft. Care to join me?
Sure will. I'll meet you in the Undercroft. Let's go.
Curious pearl. I wonder where the Aldarch acquired it.
So
Probably
yeah.
not important. I'll meet you in the Undercroft, and we can see what's going on with the newcomers.
Certainly. Let's go. Do we follow you? Let's follow her. She'll probably take us there, right? Oh. Wow. She's definitely got some magic, I'd say. Luckily we know the way, and we can obviously follow this map as well. So it's just down here and to the right. So yeah, let's open up and see what's in the Undercroft. Well, hey, there she is, and yeah, there's our hairstyle as we enter the
Something's wrong down
the
here.
Undercroft.
I sense magic. Vile magic.
Oh,
Cages. These people did nothing to deserve such treatment.
cages.
There's someone alive over there. See if you can help her.
Okay, we'll see if we can help him. Let's talk to this person here. Is this a newcomer?
Thank the divines. You aren't one of the monks. Please, let me out of here.
Why did they lock you in a cage?
It's a nightmare. We came to Summerset to seek new opportunities. We barely stepped off the ship when they marched us to the monastery. Instead of questioning us or the usual high elf bureaucracy,
Oh
they locked us
no.
in these cages.
There are only a few of you in here though. Where are the rest of the newcomers?
The monks gathered them a few moments ago and took them through the door on the far side of the chamber. Please, let me out of here before they take me away like the others.
I'll unlock the cage, then see what's going on in the next chamber.
Is that Scoffin?
So this is where the newcomers are.
Thank you for setting me free.
I'm glad we could save one. Let's go and talk to her. Oh no.
A Daedra. Here? And that's a Scoffin, if I remember my Daedric recitations correctly. Very curious.
What's a dead Scoffin doing in the monastery devoted to the Eight?
An excellent question, and one I hope to find the answer to. From the evidence before us, it appears this Nord killed the Scoffin before he succumbed to his own wounds. Good for him. I found this key on the creature's belt, so we can open that door.
Okay. That's where the prisoner said the monks took the rest of the newcomers.
Then I suggest we pick up the pace. We need to determine what's actually happening down here, and who's behind all this. Without answers to those questions, we won't be able to decide on our best course of action.
And what about your missing friend?
I'll explain everything later. For now, we need to hurry.
Okay, let's go. Through this door, I guess. Wow.
More newcomers? Unfortunately, the magic only affects those who have been prepared. But never fear. Your turn will come.
Daedric cultists?
Oh, these are the newcomers. What's happening? Oh my god, I've got a guy attacking me. Okay, let's do this. Oh my gosh. I'm so not used to melee. Trying to. There you go. That's our finisher in it there. There you go. Perfect.
These creatures. Hold them off while I complete my spell.
Okay, we've got to hold them off while she completes her spell. Where is she? And we've got someone here, so that's good. She's there. Okay, so she's doing a spell on this pearl by the looks of it, because we've got a lot of strange pearls in here. Let's do that finishing move. Okay, well, we'll just let him handle it for now. I'll do a few slashes. Oh, she was a big one, weren't she? And a roll, and boom. Okay, it'd get better when we get some two-handeds, I think.
Come on, let's talk outside.
Let's do it.
Those poor people. This wasn't just about newcomers and opposing the Queen's decree. That was Daedric magic back there. I just wish we had arrived a few moments earlier.
Well, what happened to the pearl? Did you destroy it?
I promised to explain what I know. I suppose that now's as good a time as any. I'm a member of the Sigic Order. Our Right Master sent me to investigate a warning we received about a plot involving Summerset. My inquiries led me here.
I met Oriandra. That was the woman who saved us at the start of the Sigic Order.
Oriandra is indeed a member of our ancient monastic society. We once served as advisors to the rulers of Tamriel, but that was before we removed our island home from the world. Now this threat has drawn us back. But why are you involved in all this?
Well, as you know, I'm working with Razumdar, one of the Queen's eyes. But what happened to the pearl?
An eye of the Queen? Interesting. I diffused the Daedric magic and transported the pearl to Artaeum, the Sigic island, for safekeeping and study, so we can learn more about it. But we can discuss this further once we get out of here.
Okay, let's go. So yeah, let's enter sneaking, because our attack will do more when we use it in sneaking. So if there is any enemies, hopefully we can do that. But obviously you've got a few people playing alongside us today, so they might take care of the enemies. Obviously they're after them enemies. Oh my gosh, she's sneaking with us. Okay, it looks clear to be honest, so yeah. Here you go, let's do it. Finish up. Nice. Whether it was me or him, we do not know, but that went down quick. So yeah, it's nice to see these guys helping us out. Give them a few attacks. Hear me clicking away now. Okay, this one's on me, so I've got to fight him. There you go. Down and out. Let's get some money from him. And where are we going now? Down here? Let's do this. Look at them guys taking care of everything for me. Oh, he's so good, isn't he? Okay, let's go out. Here we go, Summerset. Well, hey, we found an escape and we destroyed the pearl by the looks of it. No, we sent the pearl back, didn't we, to Artaeum? That's what she said. So, yeah, definitely a lot going on now in the monastery.
Living on Artaeum for a few centuries doesn't prepare you for physical activity. Let the Eye of the Queen know what we discovered, and I'll catch up with you later.
Okay, well that's what we'll be doing next time. We appear to be in a maze, and oh, we've got a lizard there, and some other things just come. But no, well, there's certainly a lot going on in terms of reading about the sea sloths, so hopefully they're going to be playing a part in it. And in terms of the prisoners, we now know they've gone down to these cells, and there's been Daedric magic involved and all that, so it's getting really interesting, guys. Thank you very much for your time today and joining us for this episode. I will be back shortly to continue the story and the adventure. Until then, guys, have a wonderful day and it is peace from me.